saw that. I just wanted to film going over the pass. This is where we live. We live in the beautiful state of Oregon.
Off on another grand adventure.
Just to Redding, California today, but sometimes this time of year, this pass is covered in snow, and this year it's beautiful, it's sunny, and decent temperature outside.
56 degrees.
56 degrees, and we're up at about 6,500 feet, I think, at the top of this thing.
I think it's only 4,600.
Oh, only 4,600? Oh,
yeah.
I'm always wrong on those things. Oh, there's a little bit of snow. That's it this year. But love driving over this pass. Mount Ashland is a ski resort, and they couldn't even open this year because there's just not enough snow. Last year was a whole different story, which is usually the cycle, right? We sometimes get too much snow too quickly, and then we get years when the weather's just beautiful. But winter here is not over yet. We could get another crazy storm that could come in any time and cover this whole hill, this whole mountain, and make it chains required and closed down and truck accidents and all kinds of stuff. Let's see. Yeah, way back up there is Mount Ashland.
Don't move the phone so fast.
Huh?
Don't move your phone so fast.
Oh yes, I'm not a pro at this for sure.
Yeah, the state of Oregon was worried that they were not going to be able to hire enough snowplow drivers this year, and it was in November considered quite an emergency because they didn't really have enough. But it doesn't appear that they're going to need very many. So
we're at 4,300 feet right here.
And we're at the top.
We're at the top of I-5. I think this is the highest point on I-5.
Yes, and right there, those hills there are California.
This is all California right here. When we round this corner, you're going to start seeing Mount Shasta,
which is so beautiful this time of year.
Yeah, and if it's clear and easy like this, there it is. There's a piece of it right there. But when we get around the
I think that's 14,000 feet.
Yeah, that's
at the top of Mount Shasta.
I missed showing you Pilot Rock, but I could show you that on the way back. Pilot Rock is a really neat, easily climbable.
Not easily.
Yes, it is. To you, it's not, because I had to help you. But
well, because I'm 5'5" and I weigh about 200 pounds, and I'm old and my hips don't detach like they used to, and
what?
You know.
Did you climb it?
I climbed it. I had help. I had assistance. And I think right up this cut right here, shortly, you'll be able to see it up there, and you'll see why I say it's not easy. He thinks it is. If you're like 7 feet tall, maybe.
I'm not that tall. I don't see it. That's okay. We'll show it on the way back. It's an amazing rock.
Oh, you can see it when we get down into California.
Right. My wife has always been the one, I'm afraid of heights, I can't do this stuff. And it was also 6 months after she quit smoking, and she wanted to start hiking with me because there's so many beautiful trails out here. And I said, let's do it. And the first time...
We didn't almost have any adventures after 60, because if I would have kept smoking and drinking energy drinks like I was, then I would have been long gone and definitely not able to do any hiking whatsoever.
Right.
That's why I quit smoking. all went up to climb Pilot Rock, and all my friends and my husband summited Pilot Rock, and I sat at the bottom, acting like I was a victim of my own circumstance and my own inability to like stop smoking. What a weirdo. I mean, that's how life is, right?
But we came back 6 months later, and we did it. And I've got photos of her standing at the top of that thing looking out. And from up there on a clear day, you can see Mount Lassen, Mount Shasta, Mount McLaughlin, Mount Thielsen. You can see the rim of Crater Lake. It's a really beautiful spot. And I think what I'll probably do is actually record the hike up there and sit at the top and do a panoramic view just to show you what I mean.
Yeah, I'm probably not going to climb that thing again. I did it once. I was happy that I did. It was a very good experience, and it really healed some of my brokenness of, you know, living the life that everybody said was going to be healthy. Nobody said cigarettes were going to limit your ability to live your life. I think it's up this one.
Yeah, it's
hiding
just out of view today. That's fine. I want to get Mount Shasta. Oh, there it is. There's Pilot Rock right there. If you look, you'll see just a little peak of it sticking up right there. That's Pilot Rock. And that rock, in its position, is a really amazing view.
Don't move so fast.
I didn't move too fast. I'm holding a phone, sweetheart. I'm not a professional camera, of course. I'll get better at this, I'm sure. But what I wanted to also show is this stunning view of Mount Shasta coming around the bend right here.
This is a
nice
6% grade going down this hill.
There's Mount Shasta right there. See if I can zoom in out a little so you can see it in the background there. And as we
That's
go,
Black Butte or something. I don't remember what that.
no, that's not Black Butte. Black Butte's further down. But
Oh yeah, it is Black Butte.
Shasta's right back there, and as we go down and around through California here, we'll actually be near the city of Mount Shasta, which is literally at the base of that volcano. It's one of those cities that you know that if that volcano ever erupted again, would be really bad, a really bad scene.
Another Pompeii, maybe.
Yeah, could be. You never know. That's just beautiful. Nice foggy morning.
That's smog.
Yeah, well, it could be from all the wet fireplaces and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'll show another part of this in a few minutes when we get closer and get a more clear picture of how big that mountain actually is from the road. If you ever take Amtrak, the Empire Builder, I believe is what it's called. It goes from San Diego to Seattle. And I used to take the train all the time to the Bay Area. And going down to the Bay Area at night, you couldn't see anything because that's when the train got to this area, was at night, going south. But coming up north, you got to Mount Shasta, which the train tracks go right around that mountain. And then they head to Klamath Falls, which is northeast from here. And the sun is out. It's about 8 o'clock in the morning. You get to have breakfast in the food car, and you get to look really close at that mountain. It is spectacular. If you ever get a chance to ride that train, you'll see what I mean. It's worth every dime on that trip. Coming up here is the California border inspection for agriculture, which doesn't make sense because a lot of the fruit that we buy in Oregon comes from Washington or California. But they want to inspect to see if we have any fruits or vegetables or any of that stuff.
And it'll probably say no inspection today.
Yep.
A lot of time it says no inspection today, proceed with caution. They just want you to stop and pause in your travels, I suppose. I don't know. Maybe looking for stolen cars too. I don't know. I don't really see a lot of people pulled over down the street from there, but yeah, it's used to have people in there, and they would ask you, do you have any fruits or plants or vegetables? And now there just says no inspection today, proceed with caution.
I don't know why they just don't take it out.
I don't know either. I guess that they stop the trucks, the big trucks, and the box trucks. So this is a lovely little town of Hornbrook. You can get property here for pretty cheap. There used to be some lakes up the valley from here. They weren't really lakes, they were dams. And it was quite controversial for the power company built the dams, and then they didn't really take care of the dams very well, from what I've heard. And then, growing up down around here, those dams got really polluted from agriculture up the valley up into Klamath Falls, and then the dams would get this toxic green algae, and wildlife would drink the water, and they would die. And you couldn't swim in them, and you couldn't really drink the water, and you couldn't let your pets into the water because it was toxic and it would kill them. And so there was a decision made to take the dams out. There were 3 of them, and they took the dams out, and everybody was like, it's gonna pollute the river forever, and there will be no fish up there. But probably within a month there were fish up there, salmon spawning up there. The river is more beautiful than I've seen it in my entire life.
Because you lived on the river.
I lived on this river, and then they returned the land back to the Native Americans after they took out the dams, which I thought was really cool. They had a bunch earlier this year, or late last year, in the late summer, they had a whole crew of Native American children who rafted through the part of the Klamath River that had been dammed up for, I think it was close to 100 years. I'm not sure. I don't know all the facts.
I know Copco was like 80 years old. It was an old dam.
They were like 80 years old, close to 100 years old. And to, have the land returned to the Native Americans and have their, be able to have an elder take the children through that part of the river that had been inaccessible because it was toxic and poison, was just, there was a lot of different viewpoints on it, but I thought it was absolutely wonderful that those children got to navigate that river that had been unnavigable for so many years. I also think it's really amazing that it didn't take very long for the salmon to that part of the river that,
It's part of the river right there.
yeah, it's Klamath River.
You can see it goes way back over there through the hills, and then it goes out these hills all the way out to the ocean, which is several hundred. What was it? About 130 miles. Or something.
It's a ways. It's a long drive, but probably if you were a bird and you flew straight there, it wouldn't be very far. This river, this Klamath River, I lived on almost my entire life, and very few children were allowed to swim in that river because anybody who knew anything knew that that river was poison and that you would get swimmer's itch, and it was awful. I know that I disobeyed my parents one time and I went in the river anyway, and I got the swimmer's itch, and it just, oh my gosh, and I got swimmer's ear. I got the water in my ears, and it got all infected, and it was just a really rough time. And I think I was maybe 7 or 8, maybe 6 or 5, I don't know. But I learned my lesson. I never went in that water again.
The tribes in this area are
Yurok and Karuk.
And what's the
Shasta Indians.
And then the
Hupas.
The Hupas. And you said wasn't there a tiny little tribe on the Scott River at one point?
It was, I'm pretty sure those were Shasta Indians. From the Shasta tribe. They were mostly a couple of families, and they were miners. They would work in the mines, in the gold mines. They dug into the earth into tunnels, and they were pretty small people. I recall they were very small people, and they they dug the tunnels. I went into the tunnels when I was, a younger person. And my dad was a gold miner for quite a bit of my life. He built stuff, he was a foreman on construction crews, and he would gold mine in the summer. And kind of afforded me a different kind of lifestyle than most people.
He was an amazing guy.
Yeah, my dad was an amazing man. Very brilliant in making mining equipment.
Good at engineering, for sure.
Yes.
The biggest nugget I think he got was 12.5 ounces. One nugget.
Yeah. He was the centerfold for Gold Miner magazine, fully clothed, of course. And that gold nugget was not in the Wairika courthouse. There was that nugget was not part of the collection of nuggets that have been found in this region for hundreds of years that were displayed in the Wairika courthouse. And then some person or group of persons broke in and stole all the gold nuggets from the city of Wairika, but really all of those pieces were, well, not all of them, but most of them were on loan from private families and private gold mines that are scattered throughout this region. And I was pretty upset about it. I thought it was really awful. People, there's Mount Shasta in all her glory.
There's a better view. So there's, getting a little bit closer to it now. And then
rock house built at the top of that Black Butte. I haven't been there for many, many years, but it was kind of cool, you know.
She's got a good bit of snow on her. Good snowpack. This mountain's snowpack runs down several tributaries into Shasta Lake.
It's just below that mountain is the headwaters of Sacramento River in a small park. What?
Oh, I was just getting blurry. It's just a reflection again. So you can see as we keep heading south, we get closer and closer to the big, beautiful Mount Shasta, because I-5 literally drives right next to it. And
we drive right through there, the biggest landslide ever recorded, not recorded, but ever observed, which is the whole side of the mountain sloughed off, and it made all these little bumpy hills out here. But around the bend over there, through Big Springs and down between here and Weed, there's a pretty significant landslide.
come down here on 4th of July sometimes and go to Lake Siskiyou Resort. And it's a place where you can sit on the banks of the lake and have Mount Shasta right there in your view and watch a fireworks show. And the fireworks explode in this box canyon, so they're really loud and you can feel them. It's an incredible show. And also, it's one of the...
at Reynolds Resort.
What's it called?
Reynolds Resort.
Yeah, Lake Siskiyou. And when our daughters were little and they'd come to visit us, we would drive up to the gate at Mount Shasta,
Bunny Flats,
which is like about 8,000 feet, and it would be 100 degrees outside and we could have a snowball fight. Really fun. Really fun. They have memories of that forever because we got to do that cool stuff. Yeah, look at that thing.
So yeah, see all these little lumpy hills out here over to this side. They are all a landslide and mud flow when Mount Shasta erupted last. I don't remember how long ago that was. Probably 10 or 15,000 years ago.
Oh, so you're saying it's due?
I don't know whether it's due or
that
not.
right
They
there
say
is-
it's extinct, but
That's another old volcano right there too.
goose egg, goose nest.
Goose Nest, is that what they call it?
I think so. I'm not 100% positive.
And then over there, in the distance right there is Black Butte. That's a big silicon. That was a big lava flow.
Yeah, see all these little hills out here. This was a, yeah. Would have been cool to be here, but maybe not.
Now we're a little bit closer. You can see how big it is. A lot of people climb this mountain, but even in the summer, it's good to have someone who knows that mountain to climb it, because 14,000 feet is pretty high.
Yes, but my son's uncle climbed that in his jeans and logging boots, and with no climbing gear, no expedition, no gulch up there called Avalanche Gulch, and it has significant avalanches almost every year. But you know, you can. I wouldn't suggest it, but I do know people who took younger people and just climbed to the top of that with no gear at 14,000 something feet.
The reason why I was mentioning that is that mountain likes to make its own weather. I knew a guy who climbed it. He got at the top in the middle of the summer, and it went from nice and beautiful and sunny to cloudy, rainy, and windy. And he had to sit at the top and ride that out for hours before he could come back down. So it's just those unexpected things that could happen. But if you're into adventure, you understand the risk and the reward of being able to conquer a 14,000-foot mountain. And this is the roadside area in Weed, California. It's a rest stop, and it probably has one of the best views of this mountain. I'll show you, get really close to this thing, show you how large that is. It's a big, beautiful mountain. And then over here, that's considered a smaller volcano. And over here is Black Butte. Right here on I-5. Here's a distant view of Pilot Rock, where we just came from, and you could see why. You can see everything from up there, because even from down here you could clearly find it. So this is what we're talking about, this Interstate 5 section here where Mount Shasta is. You get underneath the haze and you get closer to the mountain. The haze is bad. Well, wherever.
No, we're above the haze now.
We're above it. Well, there was a lot of haze earlier, and it wasn't giving us a really big, beautiful, clear picture of the mountain until we got closer to it. And now you can see how clear and big and beautiful this mountain is. Enjoy this part of the drive in good weather. When we were coming home from Texas, we drove through here at night, so we couldn't see the mountain at all. Now we get to see it.
I think that V right there is Avalanche Gulch, but I don't quote me on that. Side of the road here. We're up pretty high, actually.
Shasta Syrian, then Dunsmuir.
We're in Weed.
That's right. We're in Weed.
And then that's Black Butte right there.
And the highway goes right next to this. You can stop on the highway and climb over the guardrail and walk up that mountain.
Well, it's volcanic rock, so it's not suggested that you climb it because they roll and they're not stable, but there is a road that goes up there.
The trail.
Trail. Games we used to play with my children was trying to see if you see any words on the side of mountains. And right there, if you look right there, it says B-Y-E. Bye!
Where?
Right at the base of this mountain, right there.
Really?
Oh, now you can't really see it. Probably by the time you see it again, it won't say the same thing.
No.
Interesting games to play with your children when you're driving. I don't know if you'll be able to see it right up in there. It said, oh, no, you can't. B-Y-E, bye!
I was trying to get a picture of that.
Oh, there it is, right there. But now
yeah, you can barely see it.
8x8.
And a little bit farther down in Castello, where we were talking about in one of our other videos that we're coming back from Texas, we're going to show you what Castle Creek looks like in the daytime, and we're also going to be able to show you the crags.
Wow. They're burning something down there, it looks like.
Yep.
Probably some slash piles so that they're trying to reduce the understory around here so that we don't have such bad forest fires. Southern Oregon and Northern California are notoriously overgrown with understory.
Black Butte right there.
Yep, there's Black Butte.
Right on the side of the road.
So coming up here on the right, on the upper corner, up there is the crags. That's crags, Castle Crags. That is the north view of it, and then we're going to come around this mountain and we'll have the south view of it. We'll probably get some better pictures of it or better video of it tomorrow when we actually stop by there on our way home. But today we got a little bit late. We got a little bit of a late start. You know, life as such. A joy that I don't want to rush it and
plus we enjoy our coffee in bed.
That's for sure. This part of I-5 can be a little treacherous. It's quite curvy and can be icy when it's cold. Not today, but I mean it's like 57 degrees today, which is kind of unheard of for the Siskiyou Mountains in January. Normally we're pretty icy and cold and inclement weather and chains required and all the things, but you know, this is just an off year so far.
let's just keep going so we can get where we want to go.
Well, no, we're not going to get off the freeway today. We'll get off the freeway tomorrow.
Right.
But that's not the Crags. That is the other side. We're probably going to have
behind us. I don't know if I'm going to
pan around behind us slowly.
Yep.
And see if you can get the Crags.
There's some of it sticking up there, right there. Just keep the camera right there.
Well, when we go around this corner, it's going to be behind us.
Right. Right. This is Castella. In that little market we stopped. And then back there, those are the Crags. Really neat mountain. We'll stop at Castle Creek on the way back and we'll get a really great view of it. Oh yeah, that water level's way up there.
Yep, Lake Shasta is still full.
It's a big lake. Maybe we could stop at the dam on the way back or something.
Maybe.
I've never seen the dam.
I have. It's
It's
just
just a
another
dam.
another dam